Listen, if you are in the chatterization right now, first things first. Miss Split, I'm gonna get you. Miss Split says if Richie was ever on time, hell would freeze over. Y'all play too much. Listen, I was trying to get myself together. I was sneezing behind the scenes and I couldn't stop sneezing, but we'll talk about that in a second. Anyway, listen, my question for you is, do you miss Braxton family values or not? Tell me the truth. I want to know. Do you miss Braxton family values? Let a brother know down in the chatterization. Are you ready for them singing sisters to come back? Do you want Tamar Braxton to come back? Do you want them on another network? Let me know down in that good chatterization while we get into this intro. Y'all ready to hear that theme song? We are the Braxtons, and you'll see. I ain't gonna sing the rest of it because you know how YouTube do. But anyway, Sky Squad, we are back in the building. It's your boy DJ Richie Skye, back with another video. We gotta talk about some things. We gotta chat about Kenya Moore's reacting to Porsha Williams' departure from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Oh yes, oh yes. Claudia Jordan and SHAMARI was dragging that good old Phaedra Parks. I'm sure Phaedra was like, how I get dragged up into this, okay? But we're going to talk about maybe why they might have been doing that dragorization as well. So we got some little tea for y'all. Then what else we going to talk about? Oh, Braxton family values. It's coming back, y'all. At least that's what Tamar is saying. And it sounds like Tamar will be back in the mix as well. So, whoo, we got a lot to talk about today. And y'all can feel free to give me your opinions down in the chatterization. Listen, let me know where you're watching from as well. You know, I'll highlight a couple of things on the screen, but I know y'all wants to get into the news today. So we're going to get into the news. Okay, I see St. Louis in the building. Okay, come on now. Germantown, Jamaica, Oxon Hill, California cutie, Baltimore, B More. Hey, you know, a little shirt match, a little background, a little bit. Namibia in the building, Georgia, Chi-Town, Louisville, Canada is in the house. Hey, thank you so much, Boo. San Antonio, Texas, Columbia, South Carolina, London in the place to be. Sunny California, Staten Island, Texas up in here, DC, Jersey City, El Paso, yay area. Hey. Come on, London. Okay. Y'all ready to get into this thing? Y'all ready to get into it? Let's get down to business. Okay. So, first things first, shout out to two sites, Urban Bell Mag and in the Instagram account, Braxton F Values. So when you head on over there, go ahead and give them a shout and get some information on Braxton Family Values and all of his sisters over here. Okay. Now, what you're about to see here is footage of Tamar in the concert. Okay. Tamar's in the concert, and listen, y'all know we likes to hear Tamar sing. Oh, yes, we do. Oh, yes, we do. Now, here's what she had to say. Now, I'm not going to play it because it's music playing in the background. And y'all know we try to abide by the policies here on the YouTube streets. So with that being said, I'm going to give you guys a little transcription of what she says. She says, how many of y'all miss Braxton Family Values? What if I told you Braxton Family Values is coming back? Not with the Foolish Network, I can tell you that. Well, clearly she's talking about that WeTV. She says, because the truth is, the true depiction of a Black American family is not a bunch of foolishness. And the other part of the truth is, and I ain't about to let the devil use me like that for people's entertainment purposes. It's a no for me, dog. So I was, okay. And then she says this. I mean, I'm not saying that families don't go through stuff because we do. I'm not saying that we're not ratchet because we are, but only we can tell our story. So she says, and if it can't be done that way, then it won't happen. But it looks like it will be done that way. Won't he do it? Okay. So by the sounds of this, all right. Oh, thank you, boo. Y'all can listen. I have a personal channel that's more about motivation and finances and stuff like that. If y'all like that type of stuff, go ahead and get on over there. Subscribe to the channel. We're trying to do some positive stuff over there. With that being said, okay. Now, it sounds like Braxton Family Values is coming back, but it sounds like they're going to come back on some other network. Now, what other network could that be? If she is insinuating that, when she says we have to tell our own story, I'm assuming she either means we as in the family or we as in people of color. And so in my mind, I'm wondering, well, where would they go? Where on earth would they go? Okay. Would they be going to the BET? Okay. Or the Zeus? Okay. Or the OWN? Now chime down in the chatterization which location and which network you feel like Braxton Family Values would be best suited. Okay. Is it the Zeus? Is it the BET? Or is it the OWN? Now I'm gonna tell you the truth. All right. Ooh, somebody said OWN a Lifetime. Now I'm gonna tell you the truth. Okay. It probably need to be OWN. Okay. It probably need to be OWN if they're gonna take it in the direction that they really want to take it in. If you want this to be a situation where you are in control of the narrative and you are wanting this to be a positive representation of what your family is going to be, this is no disrespect to Zeus. It's no disrespect to BET. I just feel like the brand of OWN is that empowering, network. They don't seem like they about too much of the chaos and drama, but a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So it would be an interesting. I never thought about it. Inspire. I never thought about that. But I definitely feel like OWN would be a nice place to be. Okay. And Mara says Carlos King will turn that show out. Right. I mean, that is a good question, Rita. Does OWN want them? Okay. I mean, I just think it would be a very good fit. You have Love and Marriage Huntsville over onto the OWN. You have Bell Collective onto the OWN. Clearly they're growing their reality slate with, I believe, like Ready to Love and stuff like that. So I could see it happening. Bruce says TV1. I don't really know what's going on with TV1 these days. I guess I haven't really caught up with the programming on TV1. I don't think many of our carriers have bounce either. But I did work when I was in LA. I did some work at a studio that did a lot of bounce shows. I believe Bell Collective is coming back. Yeah, so it's interesting to me. The other interesting thing to me is the notion that Tamar would be willing to return to reality TV in this type of form. Especially after the year that she had last year. Clearly, she's in a much better space. Clearly, she's back to being able to do the things that she wants to do, on television. I know that she did. Now, but I will say something else about the Zeus thing. Zeus, she did host the reunion for the baddies on Zeus, if I'm correct, with Jason Lee. Is that correct? I believe that's correct. So we could follow the breadcrumbs there and maybe wonder if she has developed a relationship with Zeus, because let me look up something. I'm gonna look up something. I'm gonna show it to you guys because I saw it the other day. Hold on one second. Let me find it. I'm gonna find it on my phone first. It was a post. It was a post on Zeus. I thought they were talking about where they were looking for new content. And it made me wonder, now that I thought about that, would they go to that network because they are looking to build that network? AD Bet says he did an interview with the Breakfast Club saying he was going to be working with her more. So, I mean, it could be that. It could be that. I mean, listen, they have the show Doses of Drea on Zeus. And I know that some people think that, you know, maybe the network has too much, maybe sort of ratchet stuff on there. But if you look at, and we're going to talk about some of the shows, we're going to talk about the conversation, and we're going to talk about another show that's coming out. But I'm going to wait till tomorrow to do that because there's just too much news to talk about today. But that should be interesting. Andrea Rogers says, I think either BET own or Peacock. Don't sleep on Peacock because they do have the Housewives spinoff. That could be interesting, Andrea. That could be very interesting. And these streaming platforms, I'm going to tell you guys, they do allow, if you have a show idea, and if you want to get it pitched and you want to get it put to air, streaming networks are definitely the way to go right now. T-Nest, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, boo. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see about that. We're gonna keep an eye on what's going on with that. And you know, Braxton Family Values is one of my favorite shows. It's one of the first shows I started doing when I was doing recaps at AfterBuzz TV. So it would be exciting to kind of go back to doing those recaps as well. You know what's funny though? I didn't even finish the last season of Braxton Family Values. Honestly, after I did my interview with Tracy, it ended up being like Thanksgiving or something like that. And I just never did get back into watching it. Oh, well, what do you do? Let's move on. I want to talk to you guys about Claudia, okay, and Shamari. You want to get into that? Let's get into it. So if you guys look right here, you will see Shamari DeVoe and Claudia Jordan. Now, you guys remember yesterday, I told you that they had some things to say about possibly coming back on to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, sort of, I mean, you could tell they were joking and whatnot, and they were talking, and they just kind of talking their stuff, right? And they were talking about how the ratings was down, and, you know, bringing them back, you know, might spice up the ratings or whatever. And we talked about whether or not that would be a good move for Real Housewives of Atlanta. We also talked about how the Sun had reported that producers or executives or whoever was allegedly looking at Claudia Jordan to return to the franchise because she was a notable face. People knew her, you know, and they knew that she would bring that fire. Well, one of the things that happened yesterday in the video, I didn't see the entire thing, so I wanted to follow up on two things. The first is they dragged Phaedra Parks for filth. And I don't know if this was the same live or if it was a second live. All I know is that the lives aren't saved right now. And so in this live where they shaded Phaedra, and shout out to our friends over at the Urbanville Mag, as well as Non-Mag TV on YouTube. All the links are in the description down below, so you can check them all out. And you guys can watch the video in its entirety. It is on another video here on YouTube. I'm not going to show you that video because that's against the policy, but I will link it down in the description below so you can follow them, subscribe to the channel, and all that good stuff. So what they said was this. Somebody said something to Shamari in the chat, and, you know, in response to about, you know, her returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta and about, you know, reading Phaedra Parks. And in response, Shamari said, trust me, we will read Phaedra. And then Claudia said this, is she still a lawyer or a mortician? And then she said, win a case, Because you guys may recall Cynthia Bailey said that to her when her and Phaedra were going at it back in the day. I forget if it was season 7 reunion where they wore the all white and they was going at it. Well, you guys may recall, okay, that, you know, Claudia was indicating that she was repping Bobby Brown. Y'all remember Phaedra used to rep Bobby Brown, but, you know, she was asking, well, did she ever even win a case for Bobby Brown? I think she lost all of his cases. I cannot recall, okay, whether or not Phaedra won a case or not, because I was not following Phaedra before her time on the Real Housewives of the Atlanta. However, what I do know is, now I do like me some Claudia. I like me some Shamari. But I'm gonna tell you that Phaedra is a powerhouse reader, okay? When Phaedra is in her zone, Phaedra will give the bees not E, okay? And Phaedra is TV gold. She is TV gold. She is just, she just gives good television. You know what I'm saying? But let's take things a little bit deeper, okay? Because Claudia also has the show on, she has 2 shows on, probably maybe more than 2 shows on Fox Soul, right? So, I had to, you look a little deeper, and again, you will find the breadcrumbs, and you follow the breadcrumbs back. Why are Shamari and Claudia hanging out together? Why? How do they know each other, Sway? How do they know each other? Okay. Now they could know each other from the industry. That's quite possible. Or could it be because they just filmed a show together? How about that? Shout out to our friends over at Jay's Reality Blog. And listen, we got the exclusive from Jay's Reality Blog. Again, it linked down in the description down below. But it reads, Shamari DeVoe, Claudia Jordan, and Jess Hilarious are currently filming Couples Retreat Season 2. It'll air on VH1 soon. Okay? Now, all right. Interesting. Now, I always think that, you can sort of, and I don't know if it's just good PR or whatever the case may be, but I feel like this is great promo for them and this show. Now, interestingly, Couples Retreat seems to rival what they do on WeTV with like the marriage boot camp. Okay. Now I ain't saying this. I'm not saying this. I'm just saying it's a very similar show. That's what I'm gonna say. So I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it and see what's going down. I ain't watched the first Couples Retreat. I think it was the first one. I ain't watch it, but I would definitely watch this one. All I know is that from that first one, that Mendici said he didn't know if he would do the same for Yandy, like Yandy waited for him while he was in the system for all those years. So interesting, very, very interesting. I am going to be looking out for this show because, as you guys know, I am fans of both Shamari and Claudia Jordan. So we kind of got that. Phaedra was on Marriage Boot Camp with Medina. You guys may recall that, okay? It was Medina. Don't think they're together no more. Meanwhile, let's get into the Kenya and the Porsha of it all, okay? The Kenya and the Porsha of it all. Now, this is actually a really nice story because it really goes to show that Kenya, as I've always believed, could be a class act. It was really a nice thing that we have here from Kenya Moore. And the story comes from the Jasmine brand. I just kind of want to give it to you guys, and I want to give you my commentary, my thoughts on it or whatever. When asked about Porsha quitting the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Kenya responded with this. She says, I think people should do what makes them happy. And if that makes her happy, then good for her. Now, I got to listen. I honestly, I thought Kenya was going to bring the shade. I thought she was going to come heavy with the shade, but she didn't. She didn't. And I just thought that the way she handled the question was just so classy. And I feel like by not giving any shade to the situation, she keeps the focus and the attention on what she's actually there for, which is to focus on Dancing with the Stars. So I thought that was really, really dope. It was mature and it was amazing. Now, let's discuss a couple. Well, we will discuss a couple of other things, okay? The next thing we could talk about is Marlo. So when she was asked to comment about the Marlo situation, about Marlo getting a peach, and she says, "Oh, I would never say never. I feel like you just never say never. I'll leave it there. Never say never. I'm happy for her too, if that's true." I feel like this was Kenya's way of not answering the question, but answering the question. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, of course, we don't know who's going to actually be holding the peaches until the end of the season, and we get the promo. But for real, we've already heard the word on the curb that Marlo will be getting that good old peach. So, you know, I mean, it is what it is. So that was an interesting non-answer / answer. But there's more. Okay, there's more. And I wonder if Kenya and Marlo will continue to get along. What y'all think? That's a good question. There's more we got to talk about. Let's more. Okay. So when asked about, we talked to you guys about, you know, there being an ultimatum from Bravo, allegedly, for Kenya to choose one show or the other. And that at the end of the day, the network relinquished and said, girl, go do what you got to do. Okay. Here's what she responded with that. She says, well, I guess if there was an ultimatum, I guess we know which one I chose. I've always wanted to do this show, meaning Dancing with the Stars. I'm here. I'm loving every minute of it. I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. Of course, I love doing Housewives and having that opportunity. So I think it will work itself out. So note, she did not deny that there was an ultimatum, which I thought was very, very interesting. And it's very interesting, too, that she says, if there was an ultimatum, I guess you could see which one I chose. Like, she's saying, I'm going to do what I want to do, right? Because it's something that she's always wanted to do. And fact of the matter is, Kenya is good at it. Kenya is a good dancer on that show. She serves. She's elegant. She's got the rhythm. I mean, it's the perfect outlet for her. And I just think that it will be interesting to see. Hopefully, we get to see them film some of her in this element, and they don't sort of try to not include it in the story because they didn't maybe want her to do it. Now, here's another little bit of tea that we've gotten. And this has come from several sources. But sources are saying, and you know, I like to pull up a receipt as well. So let me see if I can pull it up. Sources are saying that Real Housewives of Atlanta is set to begin filming, or it already has begun filming this week. Okay. And let me pull that up for you. This is from our friends over at the Real Housewives franchise, as we see here. Okay. So, and then they're saying that it will premiere in the spring, which is honestly, it is a long time to wait. It is a very long time to wait for Atlanta. We're used to getting our Atlanta right after our Potomac. Married to Medicine is just starting, I believe, as well. And so we won't really have another, minority-led Housewives show on Bravo for some time. So we will honestly have to just hold ourselves over with the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, which will feature Kenya and Cynthia, along with Luann, Ramona, Kyle, Melissa, and Teresa. So there's that. JMW says, I would love to if Kenya could change her position on the show. This is the time for her to rebrand herself. I would have to say I wish for the same. I think that this is an opportunity for Kenya to really shine as I'm here for shade. I want Kenya to still be shady, but I would like to see her a little less focused on, creating drama with others because I am more interested in Kenya's actual real life than I am whatever drama she's got going on with another castmate. But that's just me. Okay. And I know other people like all the rest of it, but that's just me. So I agree with you, JMW. I think this is a perfect opportunity. But yeah, guys, that is the news that we have for you guys today. And that bit of information comes from our friends over at Real Housewives franchise, but I've seen this in a couple of different other places as well. And I've also heard it myself from a couple of other different sources. So let's see here. Yes, we could see your comments. I see some people either comparing Kenya and Candace. I would not compare the two of them. I think they're very different. I like Kenya on the show. I just think that maybe it's the fault of production that they focus more on the drama with her than anything else. But I feel like, with her and some of the other ladies. But again, remember last season when Kenya was in Charleston and she left the group early that night and she wanted to spend time with Brooklyn, and her and Candy had that conversation the next day? That to me is the type of drama I would prefer to see because it felt very real to me. It felt like that was a real situation where Kenya did not want to engage anymore with the women that night for whatever reason. And she did not want to participate in their games or whatever they were doing. And it upset the rest of the ladies. And Candy and Kenya, the next day, they sat down and they had it out. That's what I want for me. Because that felt real between two friends, and it was a tense moment that they had to actually work through. And so I want to see more of that type of stuff. I don't know the date for that as of yet. I would have assumed it was coming out in November, like sometime around the time of her book release, because I think her book release is November 16th, if I'm not correct. Don't hold me to that date, but I would have assumed it was sometime around then. That would make the most sense for me, but we'll have to see. So we will have Porsha's show to watch. Yes, 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 yes. Definitely let's vote, keep Kenya in the running for Dancing with the Stars. We want to see her make it all the way to the top. I think that would be amazing to see. Oh, she said December. Okay, that would make sense too. Okay. Messy Angel, you crazy. You crazy. You crazy. So we'll just have listen. I don't know what we're gonna do on our Sunday night, y'all. It's making me sad. It's making me sad. But that's all the news that we got for y'all today. I have a couple of stories prepped for tomorrow. I am gonna go do some more work right now. And Deborah, I will definitely check my Cash App. Thank you so much. It will definitely be interesting to see how this new cast plays out. I cannot wait. And yes, you know what? let's leave it at this. Kevin says it best right here. We may be shocked. We may be shocked. This could be such a good thing. I'm working on it. Working on it. Not anything that I want to be like on. I would rather work behind the scenes. I don't want to be on the show. Oh, the reunion for the Real Housewives of Potomac. Excuse me. Let me pull that up because I do want to answer this question. I do think it's important. Give me 1 second, guys. I believe it's in November. Give me a second to pull it up. They posted the dates. I could tell you. I don't see it right now, but let me look at my calendar. I believe the first episode of the Potomac reunion will air on November 7th. I think. Yeah, that was it. The finale is supposed to be Halloween. And then November 7th will be the reunion. And so it'll probably air in 3 parts. I believe they're filming the reunion this week. So as soon as we, hear more, we'll be able to tell you. I know more, but I won't say anything else. And it looks like the Beverly Hills reunion trailer is out. The Beverly Hills reunion trailer is out. Yes. Beverly Hills reunion is out. Excuse me. The Beverly Hills reunion trailer is out now. So I need to go watch it, y'all. And I need to go and see what it's given. See if I need to give any input on it. The Hicks World says, food for thought. What if Real Housewives of Atlanta got a new cast completely? I mean, I think that before I did something like that, I would take it off the air for about a year or so, and then I would bring it back like that. Kind of like how they did Miami. But even with Miami and they're bringing it to Peacock, they still brought, Adriana, Alexia, Lisa Hodgson, and Marisol back. So, it would be kind of hard to simply just recast it all over again. But, anything's possible. With that being said, y'all, I am going to log off so I can go watch this trailer, and we will get into the tea with Real Housewives of Beverly Hills a little bit later on, and I will catch you guys in the next video. All right.